Tapu. This is Kusama Keperu with another video for you. This video, I want to talk a little bit about calling upon the spirits. So you can just follow me here, and hopefully my sound is coming in pretty clearly. If it's not, please let me know. That's very important. Let me know. Okay. So this place here has been, there's been a lot of poltergeist activity here. A lot of poltergeist activity. And when this happens, there are a number of things you have to do. And one of them is you have to do a cleansing of the house or a cleansing of the apartment. It's very important because the spirits will be in the corners, the four corners. You have to take note of that. Clean the corners. All right? Let's come back here. Family, please tell me if you can hear me. Okay? Let me know if I'm coming in okay. So what I was saying is that important to clean the corners when you find that you are in a place that's poltergeist activity. And what I tend to do is, where is my, 1 second. You've got to, this is Peru, okay? You've got to have cleansing oils, powders, incense to clear out the negative energy, all right? But, and I always use Haru as the protector. But one of the things I want to talk about is the Western way of looking at this situation as opposed to the non-Western Kemetic way of looking at it. Now, this place, as I said, has had poltergeist activity. And actually, I just jumped right into this. Let me just say, please hit the like button. And if this is your first time to my channel, hit the subscribe button to get notifications on when I go live or when I upload recorded videos. And don't forget, if you want more information on the esoteric, how to do a house cleansing, how to read oracles, how to invoke spirits, become a Patreon supporter. You can do so for as little as $1 or $5 per month. All right. So here, an apparition appeared over here, which actually did follow me over there and then followed me over here until out that door. Then one late night, and I don't know why this is a common theme among spirits, I clearly heard footsteps right there. Footsteps right there. And if you do research into so-called haunted houses or houses that have issues with poltergeist activity, the one keynote signature is that they always hear footsteps, or they'll see apparitions floating around, and the apparitions usually look like a ball of light or a gray ball, and it will follow you. It may intimidate you. You can even photograph it. But this has been a lot of poltergeist activity here. So let me go back to what I was saying in terms of how we deal with this situation, the Western mindset in comparison to the African mindset. Now, being of the Kemetian religion background, and I never say that to say I'm better than anybody else. I'm not. What I'm saying is we look at things in a very different perspective. So I come into this place and I had, we were here earlier doing cleaning, cleansing, and burning incense. We're doing all of that. So the way we look at this is this. There's a spirit here, and it's here for a reason. You need to find out why it's here. The Western mindset, left brain thinking, says, I've got to exercise, or I have to get an exorcism done, or I have to bring in somebody who can vanquish the spirit. That's not what we want, you see, because my understanding is this. I don't fear the spirit. Why should I fear the spirit? because I understand the nature of the duat, and the duat is the underworld. I understand the underworld. And in the Osirian drama, Horus, the hero, did not kill Set. He made Set the clear of the way on the barges that traverse the duat. So we understand that there's a place for everything and everything in its place, that these spirits and these entities, these poltergeists, they serve a purpose. Now, if they're here, they obviously want, and it's become more prevalent. It's become more prevalent. So that's telling me that it's trying to get my attention, that it's saying, Kazan, I need you to see me. I need you to understand I'm here. So that tells me I don't need to be afraid and try to get the spirit out. I want to commune. I want to have a dialogue and say, why are you here? What do I need to know? What is it you want to communicate to me? All right? And that's when you need to do a proper ritual in which you communicate to the spirit and ask it questions. Question it. Don't see, if you're fearing it, all you're going to do is make it worse, because the fear that you're exhibiting, you're pulling away from it, and it's trying to get your attention. So when you pull away, what will it do? It will increase in intensity to get your attention. So we need to start looking at things in a very different perspective. Now, of course, this is not a blanket general rule to be applied everywhere. If you are faced with a demon or a demonic entity, then that's a whole different story. All right? Then that's a whole different ballgame. But right now, from all observations and seeing it manifest and having it not harm me, very clearly indicates that this spirit could be an ancestor or a spirit that is trying to communicate. In that case, you need to start the process of opening the dialogue and not be afraid. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not be afraid. Because it is that fear that will cause you to attract the negative entities, attract the negative spirits, because you're opening the psychic gateways to that, and you don't want to do that. You want to fill your heart with love. Because dark deceased beings are not attracted to you when you have love and light in your heart. You're going to be attracted to other people. You understand? So, I always, the first steps I do when somebody tells me, hey, my place is haunted, or I'm seeing things, I'm hearing things, or this poltergeist activity, I look at what's going on in their lives with their husbands, their wives, because more than likely, if you are having spousal trouble, financial trouble, all kinds of other stuff, into drugs or whatever, those things can attract entities. And sometimes they can attract benevolent ancestors trying to help you, So you need to be aware of that and not automatically jump to fear mode. See, we're very primitive creatures. We're very primitive. We're very emotional. We see things and we don't understand that those things are coming from another dimensional plane, whether it be the 6th, 7th, 8th dimension, and we automatically assume that it is benevolent, that it's here to harm us. We should be open-minded about it. But we're taught in society to be so emotional, and that's our knee-jerk reaction, to be fearful, to attack, But the one thing you want to do is to be simple. You don't need anything elaborate. I mean, I would recommend incense, candles, and if you want to know the proper ritual, you can email me. But it goes like this. It's just as simple as this. And just follow me here. It's just as simple as this. Spirit, I know that you're in this place. And I know that I have seen you from time to time and heard you from time to time. And I am asking you in love, in faith, in respect of God, to open a dialogue with me and perhaps help guide me in wisdom, guide me in knowledge. And if there's anything important that I need to know, please readily communicate that to me. But most of all, do not appear or manifest in any way that might frighten me or startle me, but come to me in light and love so that we can start a dialogue and we can bridge the two realms of the living and the underworld as God has intended it to be. If you agree to this, you may make a sound when you are ready, and I will listen diligently for your communication that you are accepting this agreement, and then we may move forward to communicate. Amen Ra. Okay. So, and that's it. And now you listen. If the Spirit has agreed to communicate with you, you're going to hear a thump or something very unusual. You'll hear it. It may not happen right away. It may take a day or two, but you will hear it. That is, of course, if the place that you're at has some type of paranormal things going on. If not, then you're not going to hear anything. There's not going to be any agreement. But as I said before, I know that this has had a lot of paranormal activity. It even woke me up once to communicate with me, it was actually quite unsettling. But I wasn't afraid. But it was just imagine you in sleep and a spirit wakes you up, says, "Get up." And you are just like, whoa, what the hell? You know you're dealing. You see, we're taught that this stuff doesn't exist. We're taught that this stuff is just the figment of your imagination. You know, that's because we're dealing with a child. And when I say child, I'm talking about the Western man who does not understand higher metaphysical principles. Only understands what he can see, feel, hear, and touch. This is why we study the occult. This is why we become priests and priestesses, to take our knowledge to the next level, to explore the metaphysical world where there's so much wealth and knowledge of information that's waiting for us that can be communicated. I mean, when I first encountered the spirit, I was excited. I was elated because I thought at the first time, I said, to me, and I looked at it like more of a science experiment, like, this is verifiable proof that there is life after death. That's how I saw it. And I was like, this is phenomenal. I was like, I just can't believe that this is happening to me, that I'm actually witnessing this, seeing it, hearing it. It's wonderful. And that's how I approached it. I wasn't fearful. It's like when it happens, I don't think that you really, and most people who I talk to, in cases that I've investigated where you've had some serious hauntings or spirits, you ever wonder why the people just don't run out the house, they stay there? Because I'll tell you why. Because when you experience it, it's not really terrifying. It's one of those things where you're like in awe or in wonder. You're like, oh, wow, look at that. And it's not something that's going to like terrify you, you know? If it were, then I would say you're dealing with something totally different, you know. But most people who go to these things, the first couple of cases or the first contact is usually one where they're in awe or surprised to see these apparitions or to see these things happen. But then it gets to a level where it doesn't go well because they pull away. they run away from it. And the only thing the entity knows how to do is to increase intensity and to double down on it. And that's when it comes into the appearance of a malevolent, an entity or an entity that's out to do you harm. When in actuality, it may not be looking to harm you, but merely to get your attention, because you're so afraid and running away. It's trying to say, let's talk, let's dialogue, let's communicate. But we're so conditioned by Western social engineering to be, number one, overly emotional. To be overly emotional. And two, we're in a society that instills fear in us. Fear is pervasive. Turn on your news broadcasts. You'll see everything's about fear. Don't brush with this toothpaste. Don't eat this meat. Don't drink this soft drink. Watch out for this baby powder. It'll kill your baby. It's all about fear. Fear. It's fear. I had a friend. He was a successful business owner. He was talking about how he called it fear technology. That's what they're doing. They're using this type of to fear, to separate us, to divide us, and to conquer. That's what they do. Everything is meant to be feared. So what I'm saying is, in the spirit of the king, Haru, you don't fear, because Haru is in control of your will. Your will is Haru. You're the king. You're in control of your lower animal instincts. That was what the Osirian drama was all about. That's what your journey has to be about. All right. So I just wanted to make this video. I just want to make this video so that you understand that you don't need any elaborate tools or fetishes to perform your ritual to open up communication with the spirit and ask for its insight, its guidance, because it could be an ancestor that's trying to communicate with you. You know what I mean? And trust me, if it's an ancestor, that is the thing that you want more than anything, because ancestors bring you good luck, they bring you fortune, they bring you superior knowledge and wisdom, they guide you, they give you visions into the future, and they help you avoid bad luck or accidents or things of that nature. So if it is an ancestor, you definitely want to commune with that. You want to talk to that ancestor and have them counsel you and work with you. I had an ancestor come to me once, and foolishly, this is when I was I think it was my first year in priesthood, and got scared and asked, and was like, I didn't ask it, I commanded it to leave, which was like, it was horrible, the worst thing to do. One last thing I want to say that happened a number of years ago. And this was led to me commanding it to leave, was I talked about how the spiritual entities usually are in the four corners, right? That's where you have your electromagnetic fields. One time I think I had something like a baseball, tossing it up and down, and it fell and it went into the corner. And I went over to the corner to grab it, and before I could grab it, the biggest light and spark I've ever seen hit me. And I jumped back, and it scared me. And at that point, I was too through. I was like, you have to go. You have to get out of here. This is like scaring me. Even if that happens, I need you to keep an open mind. I need you to keep focused and open up that communication and that dialogue. Because those things may happen where you may experience those, you may see lightning or sparks or you may get shocked from the electrical field. But it's only these entities who are bridging the gap between the two worlds, two dimensions, however you want to call it. And there's always going to be some type of energy burst or energy release when that happens. So just be mindful of that. And again, don't be afraid. Unc God, you're funny. What's up, Hawkeye? What's up, Boo? Spiritual elevation, namaste. Who else is here? Who else is here? Haru El Ra, namaste. Ra, always good to see you. Ra, father of Ma'at. El Glass, namaste. Michael, what's up, Boo? All right. Okay, so I don't have much more to say. I'm just going to finish doing what I was doing. We did the cleansing. So next is just to continue to open the dialogue and look for signs that the spirit wants to communicate. And we'll go from there, you know. Who knows? Maybe, you know, if something comes up to where I start to see the apparitions, I will do my best to try and photograph it or film it for you guys so you guys can see it. Not to be afraid of it, but to understand these are natural phenomena. These are entities that we are connected with. They're nothing to be afraid of. It's the Western society that has brought you the exorcists, poltergeists, that are purposely trying to make you afraid of these things. Remember, do your research. The ancient Egyptians were fascinated by death. They studied death just as much as they studied life. All right? Because you want to be holistic, as an ancient Chinese ancestors say. You want to be a whole being, holistic. You don't want to be polarized in any one hemisphere of the brain, whether it be the left or the right. You want to see things from their totality. And unfortunately, the society wants you just to see a half of it and then make an assumption and an opinion based on that half. How can you judge something when you've only seen half the picture, when you've only experienced half the truth? That's not enough to make an evaluation. In the same vein, if you see the entity appear as a ball of light or as a gray, the first time I saw it was actually a gray ball, and it was fast. Funny story, right? The first time I saw it, it was streaking across so fast as a gray ball. And I was sitting here on my computer working, and it would go right under my feet, and it would streak here, streak there. And I went up to the guy. I said, "You have a mouse problem." He says, "What do you mean?" I said, "I'm seeing mice like going under the table here. You need to call the exterminator." And then I hit myself in the head, and I'm thinking to myself, what am I, stupid? Mice don't move that fast. And it wasn't on the floor. It was floating. Duh, Kasank, it was floating. And I was like, wait a minute, that's not mice. But I wasn't thinking. I wasn't even aware that there was like paranormal activity here. So I told the guy, I was like, you know, you can get an exterminator. There's mice like going all over the place here. Because it just looked like a small gray ball zipping by so quickly. And I was catching it like at the peripheral, you know? So I was so entrenched in my work, I didn't really think to observe it and really contemplate what I was seeing, which was something breaking into this dimensional realm and making itself known to me because it wanted to talk to me and communicate with me. That's why it was zipping across my feet, you know? And then when I started to recognize it and talk to it, it grew from something about this big to something like that big. And then it would consequently start to follow me around, floating around. And You know, I would catch it every now and then floating. And it wasn't scary at all. It was just like one of those things you go, oh, you know, hey, you know, this place has some weird paranormal activity. It's all cool though. It's all cool. You know, that's the way you say it. That's the way you do it. Because when you understand the metaphysical realm, it's normal to you. You know, it's very normal to you. And you don't trip over these things. Like I told all of you before, I live a magical life. Things happen to me all the time. They're just weird coincidences. Really shockingly weird stuff happens. And when I'm with friends, even they freak out about it. But I'm like, I'm used to it because it's synchronicity. And it just lets you know that the work that you're doing is on the right path. It's on the right track. And to keep going. The main thing you want to focus on is being able to control your power so that these things that happen don't happen to your detriment. You know what I mean? Because then that, you know, and just to give you a tiny bit of example, you know, you could take a flight and the flight number is 949 and you get off the flight and your car is waiting for you and your car is waiting at gate 949 and then your car, the license plate is 949XL. So you got to see, you know, understand what's going on because that's the other world aligning things for your benefit. You know, so just, oh God, oh no, the cane is not for grounding. The cane is because I'm in pain. I'm in tremendous pain right now. And I'm going to do some meditation to deal with the pain once I finish this broadcast. But no, it's not for grounding. The doctor says I need the cane, so you know. But hopefully I'll be better. You know, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, but that's a good question though. That's a very good question of grounding though, because grounding is some work you may want to do, but we won't cover that right now. Hawkeye says, "What is it when I would see white light flashes on both sides of my eyes? White light flashes. Go see a doctor." No, and I'm not kidding. First of all, eliminate the possibilities that it could be something going on with your eyes. So I would go see a doctor first, right? Because that's not. You just want to make sure you're physically okay, right? And when you're seeing like white light, okay. So here's the deal about that. And the reason why I'm saying that because I recently went to the eye doctor to have a checkup, and it was because my doctor, some medication I was taking could have an adverse effect on my retina. So as part of taking that medication, I had to go to the eye doctor to make sure it wasn't going to damage my retina, and I got a clean bill of health. But if you're seeing those flashes could be an indication that your health of your eyes are not good. So I'm going to tell you to go see a doctor first, an eye doctor. The other thing is that some of us have ancestry that comes from light beings, and that's what they're called, light beings. And they're the most benevolent, loving, kind, intelligent beings that we know of. So if those beings are communicating with you or trying to communicate with you, you definitely want to take a step toward them. They're taking a step toward you, and you move and take a step toward them to embrace them. And you can do research online and just Google light beings, and you'll find that they have a whole history in our universe. And some of us who are star seeds have an ancestry that goes back to the light beings, and you are their child, and they want to come and reclaim you and talk to you and tell you why they sent you here. You see, the whole story of Superman is Superman, Clark Kent, Jor-El, Kal-El, and Krypton is the story of Jesus Christ, the story of Jesus, God sending his only son to the planet. And it also is a story of star seeds. Star seeds are you that made an agreement to leave your alien family and come to Earth to help Earth transition to the next evolutionary level. and you don't remember that you made an agreement, but your alien ancestry family still recognizes you, and they watch over you, and they may open up more. Here's the rule. The rule of thumb is you made an agreement to leave your family, to come here to Earth, to guide Earth to the next evolutionary phase. So they are not to intervene in what you go through. They are not to intervene, but they can open communication with you to speak with you and guide you. But the agreement is that you have all the knowledge trapped in your subconscious mind to help Earth move to the next level. And if you're not doing that, if you're not helping Earth go to the next level, then that's probably why they're reaching out and communicating with you. And that's why you're probably seeing those flashes of light. Or your health of your eyes are not good. Yeah, Mike, I think Mike brings up a good point. Mike, that's good. So, God, so what I do is I use trance hypnosis to get rid of my pain. So what I do is, see, it's like this. You ever walk down the street and you're walking 2 or 3 blocks and you get to your destination, but you don't remember walking those 2 or 3 blocks? That's because you were in trance. You ever drive on a freeway or down a road that's a winding road and get to your destination and don't remember like making the turns and doing all that? That's because you were in trance. So what I do is I throw myself into a state of trance and it eliminates the pain. But I can't do that when I'm doing this type of work with spirits and stuff. So I can't, the trance that I go into has to be to communicate with the spirits and not to eliminate the pain. So I have to pick one or the other. You know what I mean? So like when I'm done with this, then I'll do the trance to dial down the pain and get rid of the pain that I'm experiencing. Well, Mike, that's an interesting thing. Don't worry about seeing, Mike, don't worry about seeing the little girl. Don't worry about seeing the apparition. In fact, most times I prefer that you not see the apparition because when it manifests, it may be a jarring experience. It may throw you off. So you can speak to the entity, to the girl, to the spirit, to whatever it is, as I just demonstrated, and ask it to have a dialogue with you. And then you can ask it to appear before you, but be specific and say not to appear in a frightening, ugly, or grotesque way that may unsettle you, because they're in a different plane of existence. They don't understand ugly as we do, okay? So if it appears to you, it may scare the devil out of you because it may appear grotesque. And therefore you'll think it's evil and trying to frighten you when it's not. It's doing the best it can. And you may even be, with our limited vision, not seeing it correctly and seeing it in a way that is offsetting to you. You know what I mean? So don't worry about trying to see the little girl. You can talk to her. She can hear you. Believe me, she can hear you. And you can ask her to appear. Because if your friends are seeing her or if other people are seeing her, then she's appearing to them for a reason and not you. You understand what I'm saying? Please, guys, do this for me, right? Don't treat this as a game. Don't treat this as, oh, this is fun. Let's get a Ouija board out. Let's try and talk to it. Please do not do that. You're going to upset the spirit and you're going to get yourself into some serious trouble. This is not a game. Believe me. And it's not something where you're like, well, I want to see it too. It's not that. The spirit appears to whoever it wants to appear to for a reason. Could be a family line. Could be that person did something that the spirit liked. It's a number of reasons, okay? So just be aware of that. Don't play around with this stuff, because it can backfire and you can get something attached to you. Sorry, let me answer Hawkeye's question. Hawkeye, all right, your vision being 25/20 has nothing to do with the health of your eyes. That's your vision. Okay, so you got 20/25 vision, right? But how is the health of your eyes? That's the most important thing, you know? You don't want to get some disease, go blind, cataract, whatever, you know. So there's a difference between the two, all right? Just I want to make that distinction so you understand that, you know? Because I could, you know, I see better without these glasses, right? But just because I'm wearing glasses right now doesn't mean that my health of my eyes are good. No, it doesn't mean that. You know what I mean? Just because I'm seeing 20/20 right now doesn't mean my eyes are okay. You know, just means I can see 20/20. I could have something destroying, you know, the iris. I could have a disease destroying my iris. You know, so I want you just to be clear about that, because you should not be seeing those flashes of lights like that. That's concerning. All right. So anyway, I want to thank you all for coming in. And when you get a chance, don't forget to donate to the channel. Be sure to hit the like button. That's going to help the channel grow. Share this video with family and friends, because you know what? We want to get the knowledge and the wisdom out there to people, so we can counteract this social engineering, this Western way of thinking that's really crippling the planet and putting us into a prison planet. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat here. I'm just going with what you just said. Oh God, my birthday is 2973. My name is Christopher King. You know something I need to know. I guarantee my science is on point. Okay, alrighty. Good. All right, so please, oh, one more thing I forgot to mention this, is that, oh, I can't believe I forgot this. I cannot believe I forgot this, okay? Shame on me. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, I got to stretch for a second. Okay. Magical powder. All right. This has absolutely nothing to do with what I was going to share with you, but I wanted to make sure I put that on there. I am so sorry. I forgot one important thing to share with you, and it's actually very important. When you are in a situation where you feel your house may be haunted, there may be spirits there, ghosts there, demons, that's the worst case scenario. And the demons have their hierarchy, okay? A demon itself, it's a problem, not a big problem. You get like a master demon or something of that nature, get the hell out the house, okay? And you'll know it because it's a big ball. It's a really big ball. Now, maybe I'll make another video on that. But there's a hierarchy among them. And God made them for a reason, but don't mess with them. I forgot to tell you guys that when you suspect that there's something going on where you live, your friend's place, to immediately do an oracle reading. That is going to determine how you're going to proceed from there. Because the oracle will reveal to you if it's an ancestor, if it's a demon, if it's a spirit, if it's ET, okay? The reading will reveal to you that. And that's how you know you want to proceed. You know, if you get something like an answer, like when I was doing my work and I was hearing the things, as I mentioned before, the footsteps and all that, I did the reading and I got the ancestor card. And I knew I was dealing with an ancestor, so that was good. But if you come up with something like a dark deceased being, don't want to mess with that. So please do the reading first before you talk to the spirit. You can do the reading. And in fact, I'm going to do a reading right now. And the question I'm going to ask the oracle is, does the spirit agree to open communication with me? Yes. So I got a yes. Here's the counsel. 8th hexagram changing to the 3rd hexagram. So 8th hexagram is unity. Unity. This is the i-ching. Unity, holding together. The counsel says, an honest, unaffected attitude is an excellent basis for forming associations. With such an attitude, you can be confident that others will be attracted to you. Now here's the next line. Unexpected good luck is indicated here. All right. So this is why you want to do the readings, to be assured that you're not communicating with a master demon or something that gets you in trouble, because believe me, if something attaches itself to you that's not of a friendly nature, it's going to be hard as hell to get it away from you. It's going to be hard as hell. And it can literally destroy your life. Okay? Any other final questions before I go? Got all this powder on me. Don't I look pretty? Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. So I hope this is a very good session for you guys. And I hope you walk away with a lot of important knowledge. And again, you know, my wives had to go through here and clean up. So if you can donate to the channel, I got to support them and our 26 kids. So it's not easy, you know. But, you know, I kid. Anyway, this is Kasak Ma Keparu, son of Maat and Tahuti. My aunt is the beautiful goddess Heteru. Till the next video, Amen Ra.